Hey, what do you say?
Woo!
Critical Sports Theory Podcast for October 2nd. About
Let's
20
go.
minutes away from kickoff.
You smell football on the college football Saturday, and I smell
smell some football, son.
Smell it, baby.
Let's go.
We got a lot of things. We're going to have a little baseball playoffs around the corner. You know, we know October is the best month of sports. You get your baseball playoffs, football in full swing, college and pro. Later on in the month, NBA, NHL starts. But tell us about today, Ant.
Today, your grandfather's favorite team is going to lose.
We'll get to that in the pick segment.
This ain't Rudy's son.
But MVP, I'm going to preach to y'all about MVP.
Tom Brady.
I got your guy in the top five, Ant, but I'm going to give a rundown of my top five in the NFL MVP race right now.
Dude,
and I mean, it's early.
You could give you a top 20. Tom Brady's going to be the MVP.
I think at the end, he's going to be right there. I'm just going to talk about a few other guys that I think are in the mix right now. And so here we go. I'm going to start off with number 5 in my list, my top 5 NFL MVP. And I'm going to start with Tom Brady at number 5 right now. 10 touchdown passes, leads the league. Second in passing yards. He's thrown 2 picks. One of them was on a Hail Mary. The other one's a screen pass through Fournette's hand. So he's basically been perfect with the football. No, he hasn't turned the ball over on his end. He's thrown 10 touchdown passes, lead the league. The Bucs are 2-1. They lost to maybe the best defense in the league last week, the Rams. Brady threw for over 400 yards, so it's not like he had a bad game. He was tremendous. He's been tremendous this year. And the thing about a 44-year-old quarterback, Ant, the dude looks like he's got his strongest arm of his career. We were watching him, like the guy's throwing fastballs down the middle, bro, like 95 miles an hour.
That's not natural.
It's not. Shit, could it be the chrome, man? I don't know.
Nah, Tom Brady is just an overachiever. He's a winner, bro.
Big time.
Fucking winner, dude.
I think there's a picture of him in the dictionary next to winner.
Right next to Ric Flair?
Right next to Ric Flair, Michael Jordan, and Tom Brady. But yeah, I mean, I got Brady at 5, and it's really only because the Bucs are the only team out of these 5 contenders that have a loss. Well, actually, another guy too, but they're just coming off a loss. But I got him in at number 5, Tom Brady. Now we'll go to number 4, and I got a guy from the Rams, right? But it's not the guy you guys think. You're probably thinking I'm going to say Matthew Stafford, the quarterback who just came from Detroit, having a good season. The Rams are 3-0. Looks like they've upgraded the quarterback position. But I'm going with his favorite receiver, Cooper Kupp, as my number 4 in the MVP race. Cooper Kupp has caught 5 of Stafford's 9 touchdown passes in 3 games, leads the league in receiving yards, 366, has basically been the go-to guy for him in all big spots. And so, yeah, Stafford's doing well, but Cooper Kupp's eaten up a majority of the passes and the touchdowns. So he's been that guy. He's really been the MVP of the Rams, in my opinion. So we're going to go with Cooper Kupp at number 4. Number 3, I'm going with the workhorse, the big dog, the hammer. Derrick Henry, running back, Tennessee Titans. Titans are 2-1, but Henry, once again, leads the NFL in rushing. He's the base of that offense. It's a play-action run offense, pro-style offense. And the whole passing game is basically predicated off if Derrick Henry can run the football. And he's running the football, as usual, 365 yards in 3 games. 3 touchdowns. Dude, Derrick Henry's a beast, bro. He's fun to watch as a running back. Like, he's got everything you want in a back. 245 pounds, physical, fast. Has a good one cutback move. Hits that backside hole. Hits the hole good, Ant. Hole good, Ant. But yeah, and he's got the best dread in the league. Like, you know, you see these players every week watching the game, the dreadlocks out the helmet, which we love, the blocks. But Derrick Henry, that one dread, dude, that dread's got to have its own helmet and number. I mean, that thing is amazing. I mean, if a defensive player trying to tackle him gets whacked in the head with that, I think there might be a concussion protocol in the near future from that. I mean, just that dread alone is intimidating me. The guy's I'm a big Derrick Henry fan, as you can tell. So yeah, I got Derrick Henry at number 3 right now, and then we get to the top 2, and
I can't wait for this.
I dropped Kyler Murray from 1 to 2.
Ah, come on.
I know.
All right.
He's our guy. We got him in fantasy.
I want to hear this though.
All right, so we got Kyler down at number 2. They won again last week, 3-0. Kyler was good. I think he threw a couple of picks, which is okay as long as you get the win. He's got great receivers, and that's kind of what I'm counting against him this year. Right now is that the receiving core: Christian Kirk, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, is really good. Even Isabella is another guy. He's good. Max Williams, a tight end, I've always liked. He's got good talent around him, Kyler. And obviously with his wheels, the way he can run, he's been great. He's got a couple rushing touchdowns. He's got, his passing's been amazing. That fadeaway he throws against the blitz, when they go zero blitz and then the rush is coming and Kyler just throws a fadeaway to his receiver one-on-one has been beautiful. It's been a thing to watch. He's had a couple of those this year to Christian Kirk. So it's a different way we've ever seen. Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, don't worry about it.
We've ever seen guys throw the ball against the blitz where you just kind of fade away against it and throw a nice bomb. But yeah, so Kyler I got at number 2, 3-0 Cardinals. But I had to drop him a little bit because I think that Derek Carr of the Raiders, man, I got him at number 1. Another win this week.
That's fair.
Yeah, they beat Miami. They're 3-0. And like most fans, if you don't play fantasy football, you can't name any one of the Raiders receivers. You're going to have to look it up. I mean, they're not household names. They're young guys. We know Waller, the tight end, is good. He was in the Pro Bowl last year. But he's still a guy who's kind of like coming into himself a little bit. So, and then their receivers are young guys, Ruggs and Renfro and Bryan Edwards. And to me, Derek Carr has actually put confidence in those guys. He's made those guys better players from where those guys were week 1 before the season, where they were kind of like unsure of themselves. Those guys are confident now. And I got to give Derek Carr all the credit to building his receivers up, especially with the running backs been hurt, Josh Jacobs. So the offense has been on Derek Carr and the passing game, and inexperienced wideouts, where I thought coming to the season they might have the least talented wideout group in the NFL, and they're 3-0 with Carr leading the league in passing yards. He's been phenomenal. So the fact that he's boosted up his receiving core, and without Josh Jacobs, the defense has given up points, but I got to go with Derek Carr. He's been clutch in the fourth quarter and overtime in games. So I'm going with Derek Carr right now as the leader in MVP. As we know, Ant, it's always going to change. It's fucking week 3.
It's mad early to be talking MVP. But, the sensationalists on all media, they need something to talk about, so.
So, we're going to rattle them a little bit. We're going to show them that, we got our own top 5, and it's justified. So we can, however you want to look at it. I like everyone to put there in the comment section, too, who your top 5 in the MVP race is, and we can talk about that in the comments. Yeah, comment on the videos. You catch us on YouTube, as well. We just started our YouTube channel, so look for that. And
shout out to everyone who subscribed so far.
Yeah. Did pretty good
Much
in 2
love.
days. Much love to all y'all, man. Share the videos, and we're going to have a lot of good content coming, so stay tuned.
So we got the playoff picture in the MLB right now, too.
Yeah, dude, we're 3 days away from the playoffs starting on Tuesday.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. I love this time of year, man.
Hell yeah.
Hockey starts, baseball's getting into the playoffs and the chip games. You got college football starting, NFL's in full swing. This is great. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time.
I'm so happy it's only October 2nd.
Say what?
You know what I mean? It's only October 2nd, so we're
But
good.
how do you feel about the playoff picture?
Playoff picture's coming into full view. In the National League, we know who's in. You got the Dodgers in San Francisco, who are still battling for that division. It looks like San Fran's going to win the division. Dodgers will be the number 1 wild card team. The Brewers clinched their division they're in. Atlanta clinched the division they're in. And the Cardinals are the number 2 playoff seed. So you got that playoff picture set in the NL. It looks like there's going to be Dodgers-Cardinals in that 1-game wild card playoff. That's going to be a tough game. I mean, look, the Dodgers are the defending World Series champions. They're loaded. They loaded up at the trade deadline. But they're in a 1-game playoff against those red-hot Cardinals. They could lose that game. You know what I mean? It's 1 game. They could lose. The Cardinals will have their best pitcher Wainwright on the mound in that game. They're red hot. The Dodgers, I mean, they're absolutely loaded, but it's a one-game thing. That's a sick game and a scary game if you're a Dodgers fan. So I'm not even going to call that game yet. We'll talk about that later on. But, I mean, that game could go either way. And then in the rest of the, San Francisco, for a team that's got 106 wins as the best record in baseball, there's still a lot of non-believers out there in them. And I'm kind of one of them. I'm a little skeptical, too, of the pitching holding up. The hitting's been timely. It seems like they got great chemistry. But if you navigate through that lineup, a real top-quality pitcher, there's outs in there. And I just feel, they're healthy right now, but I'm not sold yet. I got to see it. I've seen teams like this overachieve in the regular season and in the playoffs just not win. So I'm a little skeptical of the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised if they won. I really like the sleeper Milwaukee Brewers. That's a team I've been looking at, and I just feel like the three-headed monster at starting pitching for them is going to be tough. Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. I mean, you got three guys that have pitched all season. The ERAs of the three guys all under 3. Woodruff's at like 2.28, Barnes at like 2.50, Peralta at like 2.70 ERA. These guys all have a whip of under 1. I mean, 3 starters like that, all their whips under 1. They are a tough pitching staff. Their strikeouts are like each 10 per 9 innings or better. Maybe like 11 to 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. They're dominant, these guys. And the Brewers seem like all year they've been finding ways to score runs. So,
but that's the thing, though. Pitching will get you to the playoffs. It'll get you to the chip, but the bat is what's going to get you your ring.
Nowadays, yeah, you got to hit.
So, I hear you. What's their bat? What's their?
I mean, they kind of scrap runs. They don't really have Lorenzo Cain's not as good as he used to be, but he's still good, and he's still got a lot of playoff experience. Same with Christian Yelich. Those guys have actually, who used to be the best guys in that lineup, have kind of come down a little bit. But they've got Avisail Garcia, who's been tremendous this year. They picked up Grandal, the catcher from the Dodgers. He's been good. They got just a bunch of guys that timely hit. They get like a chemistry runs in the lineup where they just hit.
So what you're saying, if the stars are all aligned and the pitching does what it has to do, they have a chance.
Yeah, if the pitching just stays the same or even rises to the occasion, they're definitely going to be in the mix and tough to beat, the Brewers. I like them a lot. Also the Braves. The Braves have the hitting. They've been scoring runs. The pitching's been timely. They got Max Fried as the main guy. Anderson's pitched well. They also have the veteran Charlie Morton in their staff, who's been pitched a lot of playoff games. He's good. So the Braves are another team to watch. They just went to Game 7 in the NLCS with the Dodgers last year. They had the Dodgers down 3-1. So the Braves definitely are a hungry team. They did a great job with the injuries to Acuna and the situation with Ozuna. They're out for the season, which looked like they were going to ruin them. They picked up 3 good outfielders at the trade deadline that have all been contributing. Duvall, Jock Peterson, and Jorge Soler. They did a great job with those 3 guys. So they've been scoring runs. They've been timely hitting. They've been getting the pitching. The bullpen's been solid. The Braves are another capable team. The NL and the St. Louis Cardinals, the team that's playing the Dodgers, the loaded Dodgers, they're on fire. They won 19 out of the last 20 games, the Cardinals. They are on fire coming into the playoffs. So it's going to be the National League is going to be fun. The National League playoffs is going to be fun. I'll tell you after we do the AL, I'll tell you my World Series prediction, but let's move over to the AL. And right now, the Yankees had an opportunity last night to clinch and slam the door on the playoffs, and they lose to the Rays at home, 4-3. So it gave the opportunity to Toronto, who won, and the Red Sox will beat the Nationals to pick up a game. Seattle's the team that screwed themselves last night. They lost 2-1 to the Angels. So they're 2 games behind the Yankees, 1 game behind Boston for that last wild card
Where are
spot.
the Angels in this picture? Are they making it?
Yeah, they as much as we loved Ohtani this year, it was amazing. Injuries killed them. Mike Trout basically missed the whole season. Rendon missed the whole season. Justin Upton missed, as usual, missed almost the whole season. So that was right there. Their 3 other best players all out. So, they had a rough year. They still were kind of not so far behind 500 And I mean, what Ohtani did this year, that whole talk with Vlad Guerrero winning MVP, everybody needs to stop. Vlad Guerrero has had a tremendous season, but he's in a stacked lineup, probably the best lineup in baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays. So it's not like he had to carry that team. Ohtani carried the Angels' offense. That offense is pitiful. If you took Ohtani out of the lineup, they win like 40 games. Team's awful, So and Ohtani put up numbers that were incredible. And let's not forget, he also started 24 games as a pitcher and went 9-2 with a 3.20 ERA and a WHIP of like 108.
Nobody, not a peep, not a peep.
And the guy should be a national sensation right now. He should be the most famous athlete in the country right now. Nobody's done what he's done in over 100 years, since Babe Ruth. I mean, you got to be kidding me. He's the walk-away AL MVP, period. It should be a unanimous voting. Ohtani wins AL MVP. I mean, first player in baseball in 20 years to hit 45 homers, steal 25 bases, hit over 5 triples, and have a OBP of 1,000 or whatever it was. The guy hit 45 homers. I think he knocked in his 100th run. Scored maybe 100 runs. Oh, this is what it was. 7 triples, 27 stolen bases. I mean, he also steals bases. The guy hits home runs, steals bases, has 7 triples, so he's got speed, 27 stolen bases, 45 homers. I mean, it's ridiculous with that guy, Ohtani. Absolutely ridiculous. And he's a dominant pitcher. It's not like he's a guy who can just pitch and he dominates on the mound when he's on his game. And he had strikeouts to innings to 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. This guy's dominant. He's insane. Ohtani.
He's not even in the conversation.
Oh no,
on
he's
TV,
in the.
Well, I'm talking about.
Yeah, and TV, yeah.
They're not giving him any kind of.
Dude, they're talking about LeBron James, and the NBA season hasn't even started. They've been talking about LeBron James more than Ohtani, and I haven't seen an NBA basketball game since July. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And LeBron's team was out in the first round of the playoffs. So why even talk about this guy? They got knocked out in the first round. Anthony Davis, we'll get to basketball later, gets hurt, and the season's over. You know what I'm saying? So why are we still talking about LeBron James every goddamn day? How good is he really? But anyway, let's get back into the baseball. I just had to get that off my chest.
Tell him why you mad, son.
Let me tell you why I'm mad. But go ahead. So in the AL, so it's tight. But we got the Astros are the division winners of the AL West. They're in the playoffs every year. The team can hit. I feel like they have some good pitching this year. But that lineup is always good. Even they lost Garrett Cole. They lost Verlander pitching. They lost. Michael Brantley at the plate, but that team is still rugged. We've got the Rays, who were in the World Series last year with the Dodgers. They lost a great series. That was a great series, by the way, the Rays-Dodgers World Series. I watched that. It was great baseball. Rays are having their best season ever. Big pickup of Nelson Cruz at the trade deadline really put some power in that lineup, too. The Rays are going to be tough. And then in the Central, you got the White Sox, who've kind of flew under the radar. They have a solid team, the White Sox. The White Sox are a very solid outfit. And American League, too, man. I mean, if the White Sox went to the World Series, would I be shocked? Not really. Not really. But so we'll go with the benefit. We'll say that the Yankees and the Red Sox are going to get in, but the Blue Jays and the Mariners are 1 game behind them with 2 games left. So either one of those teams could sneak in. And I wanted to talk about the Mariners. They've been unbelievable this year. They came out of nowhere. Dude, I can barely name any guys on that team. Who are those guys? They've been just winning and hanging in and beating the Astros when they needed wins. And, them being right there, I think they would pick last in their division in the preseason. Then they don't, who's pitchers on that team? We know Mitch Haniger. He had a great year. We kind of know him. A lot of people probably don't even know who that is. But and Seager, but they've been doing it. Whoever their manager is, I got to go with, I don't even know who the Mariners manager is, but he's he's manager of the year. All right, I'm going to give him that because they've been unbelievable that they're even in the mix. So I'm going to say we'll go Yankees, Red Sox, wild card game. That's a good one. Yankees, Red Sox, that's what we want.
That's a classic right
Classic
there.
1 game playoff, Yankees, Red Sox, playoff game. in the wild card game. I'm gonna go, Anthony. Who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Well, between the
Yankees,
the
Red Sox, 1-game playoff. Who do you think I'm gonna take?
I don't know. You're a hater though. You'll take the Sox. I know you will. You're a fucking hater, bro. I'm gonna take the Sox, kid.
I'm gonna take.
Fuck those cocksucking Yankees.
You're right, bro. I'm gonna take the Sox over the Yankees.
You're a scourge, yo. You're a scourge.
So I'll take the Sox beating the Yankees in the wild card game, and then in the AL, I like the Stros. I like the Stros beating the Sox in the one of the series, and then you're gonna have. I think it's gonna be White Sox and the Rays. I got the Rays winning that series. I'm going Astros, Rays in the ALCS, and I'm going with the Stros to knock the Rays out. You know, your boy Altuve.
Why you dying? You're cheating, man. They're full. I have a love-hate relationship with Altuve.
Oh man, that team still got its core, and I think that they will get back. I like the two young guys in that lineup, Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker have just been made that lineup even better, and some other guys, Straw in that lineup, a young kid, mixed with Altuve and Brantley and Correa and Bregman, the veterans. I just like that Astros lineup. And I think the Stros. I think it's going to be Stros, and I'm going with the Brewers, man. You know, I hyped up that Brewers pitching staff, and it's not for no reason. I'm predicting Astros and the Brewers to get to the World Series. I think the Brewers will get by the Dodgers somewhere in the playoffs, either in the divisional round or the NLCS, in an unbelievable, great pitching series. But I think the Brewers will scrap it out. And all the pressure will be on the Dodgers, and I think the Brewers and the Stros will meet in the World Series. And I think that's going to be a good one. Maybe people across the country may not see the hype, but I like an Astros-Brewers World Series. And then down the line, if it gets there, we'll talk about who's going to win. But all right, the time we've all been waiting for.
It's fucking game day.
Let's go. So let's get to these picks, baby. College football, 12 o'clock, and it's about 12 o'clock, so I'm going to run through it. First game of the day, Georgia, Arkansas, the Hogs and the Dogs. Georgia's a 17-point favorite to kick off. Their defense, number one defense in the country. They've given up one touchdown this year, and they've scored two. That's how good the defense is. And it's a Kirby Smart defense. His defenses are always good. It's probably his best one. They're going to play great today. I expect them to win against Arkansas, but I don't think they cover the line. I got Georgia winning 24-13 over the Hogs. It'll be a competitive, rough, tough, physical football game. I like the under, too. So under 48.5, but I like the Dogs. I like the Hogs plus 17 and the under in that game. Staying at 12 o'clock, Michigan again in Wisconsin. I think it's going to be an ugly football game in Camp Randall. You got undefeated Michigan going into Wisconsin. Wisconsin's got two tough losses at home against Notre Dame and Penn State in a game where the Wisconsin just blew the game in the fourth quarter. They were in it early in the fourth quarter, down 17-13. They had a 13-10 lead in the second half, and then next thing you know, Notre Dame blows them out of the stadium, 41-13. Two pick sixes late, and then they lost at home to Penn State. Wisconsin's been struggling putting up points. Michigan has put up points, but last week they struggled against a tough Rutgers defense. I think Wisconsin's going to be desperate today. They're going to play desperate. The defense is going to play well. It'll be a low-scoring, close to the best game. I say take under 43.5, which is a low number for a college football game. But there's a reason for it. Under Michigan and Wisconsin, 43.5. I like Michigan for the win, plus 1.5 also. Would I be shocked if Wisconsin got some veterans on the offense, wins the game? No. I like the under more than I like Michigan in that game. That'll be a real tough, low-scoring game. Defense is knocking heads. Also, 12 o'clock, we've got Minnesota at Purdue. Minnesota getting 2.5 on the road at Purdue. I love P.J. Fleck. I'm an advocate for him as a coach. I think he's great. They got a good veteran quarterback, Tanner Morgan. Although the running back's been out for the season, they'll get another running back, which they have. And I like Minnesota to win outright at Purdue, getting 2.5 in that game. And then let's go to the big one, Ant. And I'm going to let you get this one. Going to South Bend, Notre Dame hosting the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Since he takes him. Since he's going to take your grandpa's favorite fucking football team out. We like the underdogs, baby.
Yeah, in their quest for the Power Five to finally get to the playoffs, and for the first time, I think Cincinnati's the torchbearer for that possibly happening. Number 7 in the country right now. And Notre Dame on the road is a huge win on that resume. Undefeated Notre Dame ranked 5th in the country. But Cincinnati's a favorite on the road, and I think there's a reason for that. I think they got a little bit of a better team. They're hungry. They're playing for something big. And I think the Cats get the win at Notre Dame, and so do you. We both agree on that.
Let's go.
So, -2, lay it Cincinnati. Play it money line if you want to play it a little safer. But yeah, the Cats get the win in South Bend, a huge win for that program, and all the group of the Group of 5 conferences in general. So look for that. Then we got the other big game in Tuscaloosa, St. Nick, and the fucking Alabama Crimson Tide, the fucking tradition of college football, the I don't know what to call them, the Godzilla of college football themselves. I mean, shit, Nick Saban's got half of the teams in the top 25. Their head coach came from Alabama as a coordinator. I mean, it's ridiculous how insane Notre Dame's been over in the Nick Saban era. But today they got one of his old coordinators coming in, Lane Kiffin, the one and only Lane Kiffin, who you love to hate on social media. But you know what? The guy can coach. The guy's an offensive genius. And he's got talent at Ole Miss. He's got a good quarterback, a guy who I think is going to probably win the Heisman Trophy and is my second-rated quarterback as far as NFL prospects in the country, Matt Corral. And Ole Miss roll into Alabama. And let's not forget, 2016 and 17, Ole Miss won at Alabama. Beat Alabama. Once on the road, once at home. So they have a background of beating Alabama. It might have been 15 and 16. We'll check on that later. But Ole Miss has, in their history, beaten Alabama recently in the Nick Saban era. Ole Miss undefeated, coming in, high-powered offense. The defense looks solid. They're getting 14.5 points at Alabama. Alabama's been good, but they don't look invincible this year. I love the Rebels, plus 14.5, going into Alabama, playing them tight. One-score game I'm looking at here. When in a take Ole Miss plus 600 money line. I'm not guaranteeing a win, but they have a good value chance to pick off Alabama today on the road in Tuscaloosa. Take the points. Take Ole Miss as well. Another game I wanted to throw in at 12 o'clock, which I just slipped by me, Duke, North Carolina, over 72.5. Those defenses cannot stop those offenses. North Carolina is a big point team, especially at home. They'll give up points, going to score a lot against Duke today. Take the over 72.5. In that one, a couple of other games I like. Oklahoma State at home against Baylor. Baylor beat Iowa State. Big win for them at home. 31-29 last week. They're going on the road to Oklahoma State. I just don't think Baylor is fit on the road yet. They didn't, Iowa State outgained them by 200 yards last week and basically gave them the game. You can do that at home and win, not so much on the road. I think Oklahoma State wins and covers 3.5 at home against Baylor. I love that game. I also, looking at the schedule, we've got, just kind of random here, Arizona State at UCLA. UCLA's a 3-point favorite at home. I'd buy the half a point. Chip Kelly and UCLA, I feel like it's their year. They've got a really good offense. They play good defense. Arizona State and Herm Edwards, the ex-Jets coach, your boy Herm.
Yo, Herm's a top goon.
We love Herm, by the way. We love Herm. You play to win the game. Herm, that's
the greatest press conference of all time.
To win the game. Arizona State's got a good squad out there. Jaden Daniels a good little quarterback, but I just like UCLA this year. I just think they got what it takes. I think they're going to maybe win the Pac-12. I know they lost to Fresno State, another good Power 5 upset game, a good team, Fresno State. But I like UCLA at home to beat Arizona State. Light a half a point, late 2.5. I like UCLA in that game. Another game I like this evening is... Let me just pull that up real quick. Where are we here?
Yeah, I just realized you've been doing all that off the top of your head. You haven't looked at your phone once.
Crazy, right?
Dude.
Oh, my boys, Wake Forest. 7 points against Louisville. Louisville's playing well. I like their coach Satterfield. Malik Cunningham's a good quarterback. I just think Wake Forest is different this year. I don't know. There's just something different about them this year. They're 4-0. They're big wins against Virginia at home. They kind of blew them out. They put the smack down on Florida State. They got a lot of veterans on that team, a solid quarterback in Hartman. I'm going to say Wake Forest by the half a point, lay 6.5, and they win. Do I think it's a lock they cover? No. I think they win the game, and I'm just going to hedge that they're going to win by 7 points over Louisville. So I'm going to roll with that. I also like, and looking through here we go, Liberty. Liberty's getting 3 points at UAB. Take the money line. Liberty and Malik Willis. The guy's a great quarterback. He's going to be an NFL draft pick, Malik Willis. Take Liberty over UAB. Take the 3 points, money line. I love Liberty in that game. And plus, we like Liberty, in general. Like, we're fighting for liberty out here. So how can I not back Liberty?
It's a free country, buddy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Talk about it. Liberty, man, I might be picking them every week. Shit. Just off the strength. And then, in another one, I like him a little bit of a dog. I like Louisiana Tech going to NC State and getting 18 points. Louisiana Tech's got a good little team. They got Austin Kendall, the Oklahoma transfer quarterback. I like Louisiana Tech an 18.5 at NC State, coming off the win over Clemson. But they're not a team to cover those points. And I kind of like Kentucky at home, 7.5 points at home against Florida. That's an underdog game where I think Kentucky can win that game outright, plus 280 against Florida. Look for a possible upset. Kentucky at home against Florida. Take the points in that game as well. Take the 7.5, but you might want a money line on that a little bit too. Also, Syracuse plus 5.5 at Florida State. I like Syracuse's running back. I don't know about money line, but I'm taking Syracuse in the 5.5 on the road at Florida State. I think Syracuse got a good defense. I think, even if Florida State wins the game, I think it'll be close. And that'll close it up for college this week. Some good games. Going to be fun. Look for those big games, the Georgia game, the Cincinnati Notre Dame, and that Ole Miss Alabama. Should be fun this weekend.
Yeah.
College.
It's already lit right now with this game on right here.
Yeah, we got a little Georgia, Arkansas. Looks like Georgia scored.
Yeah, Georgia just scored.
You guys going to be mad at me. So I took Arkansas. Georgia scored. Just to let y'all know I'm not cheating. It's 7-0 Georgia. Okay? Probably, Georgia, I think, might be the best team in the country. So, but yeah, they're up 7-0. I still, 17 points with getting with Arkansas. So we got some wiggle room. Let's get over to the NFL real quick, Ant. Got some nice games this week.
What's the game of the week? What's the game of the week?
Game of the week, because it is what it is. Your boy, Touchdown Tommy, going back to Foxborough to play the fucking Patriots. And what do you think, bro?
Tom Brady wins. That's what I think.
Does he win big?
He wins big.
Yes.
The guy's a winner.
Do you know how fucking crazy it's gonna feel for him to go back to Foxborough as an opponent of the Patriots? Think about that. Like, he's going back to where it all happened. Like, it's great. He's gonna feel a lot of them. He's gonna want to kick their ass too, all over the fucking stadium.
It's gonna be a good game, bro.
Yeah, because him and Bill Belichick didn't really get along all that much during his whole time there. Like, they didn't they had their moments, bro. And especially recently, the media's been hyping up kind of like a rift between Brady and Belichick. Brady's gonna want to kick his ass and let it be known, like, they won these Super Bowls because of me. You know
You're fucking right, they did. Come on, man.
The hoodie's good, but he ain't winning shit without Tommy, baby. You know what I mean?
No way.
So the Bucs are a 7-point favorite at New England. You know what we do here? We buy the half a point, make it 6.5, because we want to win if he wins by 7. So not push. That's why we buy those half points, by the way. The over-under is 49. I can see points being scored in this game for both teams. I think Mac Jones is going to want to play well, New England's young quarterback. I think he's gonna live up to the moment as well and have a good game. But I definitely like the over, and I'm going with touchdown Tommy laying 6.5. I mean, how could you not? All right? Put it like that. Another good game today. Another big one, Ant. Undefeated Cardinals, undefeated Rams, 3-0. Your boy, Kyler.
I like the Cardinals in this
Hey,
one.
let's go. I already
Yes, I do.
You don't even hear nothing about it.
I'm biased. I'm biased.
So the Cardinals getting 4 points on the road at St. Louis. Is 4 point spreads a game you could buy a half point? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Either way, I think the Cardinals cover. The Rams defense is a little bit better than the Cardinals, maybe. It kind of is, but not so much. The Cardinals defense is also pretty good. They're not bad either. Kyler is going to be special in this game. I might take a little money line action on the Cardinals plus 180. Take the 4 points though. I like the 4 points a lot in this game in the Cardinals over the Rams. Moving ahead, we got a good one on Monday night. Sorry, Raiders Chargers. The 3-0 Raiders go to play the Chargers in L.A. The 2-1 Chargers have played very well this year too. They got wins over the Redskins. Well, Washington, the Redskins. Fuck that Washington football team shit. We already talked about that. The Redskins and the Chiefs. So they beat both teams that have Native American mascot heads. Pretty good, huh?
Interesting.
Or they used to, but the Redskins. But yeah, they still do because we have canceled the cancel culture here as well. By the way, so they're still the Redskins, and if you're listening, you understand. We canceled the cancel culture, so they're still the Redskins. But the Chargers have been looking good. I think this game's going to be a shootout, is what I'm saying. Derek Carr's been on the money this year. He's my number one guy in the MVP, and he's going to come out and play well on Monday Night Football again, like he did Week 1. We've got 51.5. That line's moving up, and we're going to take the over there. We're going to go over 51.5, Raiders and Chargers. Now, back to the 1 o'clock games. We got the Cowboys and the Panthers in another big one. Probably the best game at 1 o'clock. How about them Cowboys? At home, 2-1, hosting the 3-0 Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have been solid. They've won the games they needed to win. But without Christian McCaffrey, I don't see them going into Dallas and winning. And I think Dallas is a team that's starting to feel confident. They got some young guys on defense really stepping up. That rookie Parsons is really good. That second-year corner out of LSU, Trayvon Diggs, has been sensational. The safety, KZ, who came over from Atlanta, he's played well. Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch looks like they're having bounce-back seasons. That rookie, Osa Odigbozuba, whatever his name is, from UCLA on the D-line is playing well. So I like the Cowboys laying 4. By the half a point if you want, make it 3.5. But I like the Cowboys to win and cover against Carolina, giving them their first loss. Then here I'm looking. Another good game. We got Browns-Vikings. The Browns are a 1.5 point favorite at Minnesota. What I think top 5 running games here. The Vikings, with or without Dalvin Cook, can run the ball with Alexander Madison. Heavy play action team. The Browns running the football with their two-headed monster, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So we're going to have a game pitting probably the 2 best play action passing games in the NFL. Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, 2 play action masters going head-to-head. Browns' defense is a little bit better than Minnesota's. Minnesota's at home. I think they need the game a little bit more than Cleveland. I think Minnesota wins a really good game against the Browns. So they take the 1.5 points. The Vikings win a close one. I like their 3-headed monster at wide receiver. We know about Justin Jefferson, last year's Rookie of the Year. Adam Thielen, of course. But this KJ Osborne is another player for them who looks like he's on the rise. So I'm going with the Vikings here over the Browns in a good game. Lions and Bears. You got the 0-3 Lions against the 1-2 Bears. The Bears look terrible. I don't even know how they won that one game against the Bengals, but they did. They don't even know who's going to play quarterback this week. The Lions have been 0-3, but they've been competitive. They're a team that's playing decent football. I like the Lions to go win in Chicago, getting 3 points. plus 135 on the money line. I say the Lions get their first win, and they win outright. They should have won last week against the Ravens. They got kind of robbed in that game. They had a ridiculous 66-yard field goal and a delay of the game that they didn't even get called. Lions will get back. They'll get that win this week at Chicago. Colts, Dolphins. Colts, another 0-3 team that's been kind of competitive in their games, though. The Dolphins are 1-2. They got Brissett or Tua. We don't know who's going to play quarterback. Dolphins' defense is good, but they haven't been putting on points. The Dolphins are kind of in flux. The Colts, they really need a win. Plus 2.5. I say Carson Wentz gets a win on the road at Miami. So take the plus 120. Washington, Atlanta. I hate these two teams. Two helter-skelter, jerky, fucking out-of-your-mind teams. Don't bet that game. Stay away. From the Redskins and the Falcons, I have no idea. And then we've got the Chiefs and the Eagles. The Chiefs have been a little bit exposed. You know, Tommy Brady exposed the Chiefs a little bit in the Super Bowl. You know, and the Bucs defense did by kind of playing Patrick Mahomes a certain way, where you kind of bait him instead of playing them straight up. Because, you know, some of these quarterbacks, they play that like avoid the rush, buy time, roll out, scramble style football where you can get big chunks of yardage because your defensive backs have to cover them longer. But you also give away the simple routine plays. So it's kind of like a gambling offense. And sometimes you can cause turnovers. And Mahomes is throwing some picks, you know, some incompletions. The timing's a little off. The Eagles have been not looking so good the last 2 weeks. So that's a weird game. The Chiefs will probably win. I don't know if they'll cover the 6.5. Ravens, Broncos. That's a game I like. Good game at 4 o'clock. Lamar Jackson's leading that, pesky Ravens team, that scrappy, tough defensive, physical Ravens outfit that like to run the ball and they like to play defense and they like to hit. And it's Ravens football. Going up against those 3-0 resurgent Broncos, led by my man, Teddy Two Gloves at quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, baby. Teddy Two Gloves is a guy that wins football games. 2 years ago, he came in for the Drew Brees and went 5-0. He won in Minnesota. He got him to the playoffs. Then he had that crazy injury. Teddy Two Gloves is back. And the Broncos got a good defense at 3-0. I say they go to 4-0 as a 1-point favorite over the Ravens. I like them to win. I think they win a close, tough game. I think the Broncos will do a good job corralling Lamar Jackson of Baltimore. They'll stop the run. And the Broncos will win a game 19-16 over the Ravens. You could go with the under in that game as well. It's not a bad play either. Texans, Bills, too many points, 17 points in that game. I don't think the Texans are that bad. The Bills have been playing well, kind of blowing teams up. I think that's an inflated number. I was kind of liking the Giants, +7 at the Saints. But now I realize Slayton and Golladay are out, and Blake Martinez is out. Although I think the Giants' other receivers, I think, will play well. Kadarius Toney, the rookie, look for him this week, and Board and Colin Johnson, who caught a couple passes last week. I think you know what? I'm going to say this. By the half a point, take the Giants +7.5. I think they'll play with the Saints. I think they'll be in a close game. So in a game I think that's going to be close, so you're getting 7.5 points, just take them. You know what I mean? Just take them. The Saints' offense has not been that good. They've been winning games defensively. I think it's going to be another close to the best game this week. Take the Giants in the 7.5 points. And looking through here, the Jets. The Jets. Talk about the Jets, Ed.
What about them? I don't want to talk about the Jets. I really don't.
I don't blame you, bro.
I'll tell you what's going to happen today. After halftime, they're going to completely fall apart. What they've been doing for the past
25 years,
millennia, my lifetime. So hey.
Oh man, it's so enticing. You get the Titans laying 6 at the Jets. The Titans are not going to have A.J. Brown or Julio Jones for this game.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, or Bud Dupree, their best pass rusher, all out. The Jets will have Jamison Crowder in the lineup, their second best wide receiver, so I like that. You may even see Denzel Mims today. That's going to help Zach Wilson. Having Jamison Crowder and Corey Davis in the lineup together for the first time. Hopefully Mims will get some snaps too. That kind of makes their receiving outfit, even though the rookie's out, I like that better for Zach Wilson this week. Two guys that know what they're doing, catching passes. They could get some running going against the Titans. The Titans are vulnerable to give up some rushing yards. I think they'll get Zach going a little bit this week. I'm not going to say, best bet Jets, but I feel like the Jets, who've been good against the run also, and they're going against Derrick Henry, it's going to be tough, but I feel like the Jets are going to stay competitive. Take the Jets in the 6 points. And, I mean, if they get blown out of the stadium, whatever. Like, don't blame me, of course. But I like the Jets plus 6. I'm gonna put my name on it. Jets plus 6, Giants plus 7.5. Yeah, I'm taking the 0-3 New York teams. That's right. The teams you all say, oh, they suck. Take both of them this week.
Your mouth to God's ears.
Yes. That's right. So that'll cap it. NFL picks, go through it again real quick. We got the Colts over the Dolphins for the win. Take the Cowboys, lay 4 points. Giants and Jets, like I said, take the points there. Arizona, take the points, even a money line on them. 4.5 in the money line, possible play right there. I like Teddy Two Gloves and the Broncos for the win over the Ravens. We're taking Tampa Bay in the over. Tommy goes back to Foxborough and lights up the scoreboard.
Stick it up, Kraft's ass.
That's the way probably likes it too. And Chargers Raiders, I like over 51.5. And the Lions, take the Dirty Lions. Another team looking for a win. 3 points in Chicago. Take the Dirty Lions and Dan Campbell getting his first win. And that'll wrap it up, man. Wrap it up, baby.
Let's go. Till next time.
See ya.